Welcome back to Shums Universe. So today, guys, we're going to go over why numerology supersedes Chinese astrology. So numerology supersedes Chinese astrology, specifically Chaldean numerology, because it is more accurate when it comes to future predictions. It's very simple. Chaldean numerology, Eastern original numerology, is more accurate than Chinese astrology and Vietnamese astrology that all you guys are following, by the way. You guys aren't even following Chinese astrology online because you're saying rabbit, right? So when we start looking at different things when it comes to specifically when it comes to your enemy year, people will start to come and say, oh, my enemy year did this or my enemy year did that. And I'm like, okay, well, was your enemy year all over bad? Did you make more money? And I get mixed results. When I looked into the mixed results I was getting when I was experimenting with Chinese astrology, there was one very common thing. When somebody's life path was in opposition to the universal year, there was a problem and there was friction. When that wasn't the case and they had a Chinese astrology enemy year, there was no problem. Because like their life path, meaning like the life's highway that you're on, your reincarnation's very fabric of its vibration, when it's going through a universal energy, it's like going on a highway wherever you're from, and then you have to know what the traffic is like. In an enemy year, you're jammed, you're stuck. Everything you do just seems to be futile. In a real enemy year, a real one, not a fake one, not one where it's just like, oh, it's just Chinese astrology, it's just my sign, and da-da-da. You gotta look into it a lot deeper than that, my friend. You guys have to actually start to understand that, yes, astrology is great. Yes, astrology can teach you a lot, but the way in which these Chinese and Vietnamese astrologists are teaching it online is complete garbage. There's month vibrations, there's week vibrations, day vibration, there's a minute vibration as well. So there's a lot of things that they're not even covering, and then they're just giving you guys the yearly, I guess, sign, for lack of a better word, and just saying, yeah, you're a dog, you're a dragon, you're a snake, you're whatever. Like, what does that even mean? Like, it definitely has merit, but it has more merit, I promise you, when you're in opposition with your numbers. If you have a question about that, just DM me. In regards to if you're in an enemy year or not, or when would your enemy years be. That's like no charge. Like, I'll just answer that directly. But what you guys have to understand is this. Last year in 2024, I was supposed to have an enemy year, which was the dragon year. 2024 made a lot of different ventures I was doing self-sufficient, from investments to YouTube, meaning like I didn't need any external other incomes like doing career driving, things like that. It all ended last year. So even though I'm a dog and I was in a dragon year, I actually upgraded my life completely in comparison to where I was for the last like 30 years that I've been alive. So that's what you need to understand, guys, is if your numerology life path is actually in cohesion with the current year that you're in, and you have an enemy year in Chinese astrology, stop confusing yourself and understand you're gonna have a great year. If you have any concerns about the year or timing of certain things, what I'd recommend is just getting a transit report so you can just see exactly what month to watch out for what, and you just go from there. It's really that simple. Whether it be a health thing, relationship thing, family thing, finance thing, whatever. Whatever emergency or calamity comes up, you can actually dodge it very easily just by going through a transit report. But moreover, the numerology is very, very strong, guys. I'm gonna give you guys an understanding. If you're a life path 1, the years that will be rough for you particularly are going to be the 7 years. 7 might affect your health a little bit because the sun in Chaldean numerology represents the number 1, and Kietu, the south node of the moon, represents the number 7. Kietu is considered to be the eclipse of the sun. So understanding that at its full vibrational essence, you realize that the 7 year will try to humble you from a universal perspective. So in 2023, if I have life path 1s out here, reach out and let me know how that year was for you. Was it overall good, overall bad? If I'm wrong, let me know. I actually need you guys' input. I'm asking you guys for help right now. With life path 2s, you guys can have multiple bad years-ish. The main one to watch out for, 2s and 11s, is this year right now. I see it through certain 11s, like little baby just going through it, getting dissed everywhere he goes. But I'm not gonna get into like specific people. I don't like bad mouthing people, just to like show the validity of what I'm saying. I can use a lot of examples, but I truthfully just won't, even though they're celebrities. But 2s, 11s, 9 years are very rough for you. 9 is very aggressive. 2 and 11 is very emotional. 9 is all anger, resilience, and gut feeling, just that masculine energy. 2 is too much about that feminine energy, so it can actually throw things off. I would say in 4 years as well, you guys have to watch out. Like in 2020, I'd argue if you guys had a good year as well in 2020 as a life path 2 or 11, just simply because it would be a bit rough in certain perspectives. Because the number 4 is Rahu, which is the eclipse of the moon. Number 2 or the 11 is represented by the moon in Chaldean numerology. So again, it's going to be a humbling experience in a 4 universal year. The argument with my 11s on this one, which I want you guys input again, is that the 11 is in the same trine as the 2233. The fact that 2020 in my mind, because 0 doesn't count as a number, was a 22 year, I think some 11s still would have did okay. Number 3. Number 3 only has one number to watch out for, which is number 6. It'll throw a lot of you guys off. In Chaldean numerology, number 3 is governed by Jupiter, which is the god over the divas. And then number 6 is the god of the demons for beauty, sensuality, harmonization, music, all those things. It's Venetian. They both have very good creative prospects. They both grow exponentially through creativity and get wealth. So I'd say like 3 and 6 are like cousins that don't like each other. They're very much alike, but there's just something about each other they don't like. So as such, I'd say like in life path 3s, I'd want to hear from you guys how 2022 was. Was it good? Was it bad? Was it in the middle? What was it? Because 3 and 6, arguably, even though they're in the same trine, don't necessarily get along. Same thing with 11 and 22. They don't necessarily get along. Next, we have the number 4. So number 4, you guys should already pretty much get anyways. Number 4, very specifically, I would say life path 4s. Life path 22 is not so much, but life path 4s, you'd have to watch out for the 2 or 11 years. Like I said with the other comparison, 22s you might not do too bad in 11 years. It depends, but I'd still say be very, very cautious because your final vibration of the number 4 is still Rahu. So for 4s, your only enemy to watch out for is number 2 or 11 years. It's just going to be a humbling experience. Aside from that, there is nobody else for that. Number 5 has no unlucky years whatsoever. For life path 5, things go quite smoothly for you throughout life. Most years are pretty much the same. You having an enemy year is literally considered to me a joke. It's not that serious. Bad things can happen at any time. So I want to hear from my 5s, especially when you guys have bad years. I want to see the yearly vibration, because there's a prediction in numerology right now of what 5's enemy is, but I want to see if I'm right. I'm not going to say it yet until I know for sure and I have enough validity and proof behind it to actually assert that comment. Number 6, the only enemy we already know is number 3, so in 3 years, just be careful. Number 6, you know, that's your cousin that doesn't like you too much. Be careful. Number 7s, if you're a life path 7, be very careful in 1 years, meaning 2026 that's coming up. If you're a life path 7, that's your real enemy year. So you got to be careful of that. In that year too, for my life path 7s out there, what you want to do is assert yourself more. The number 1 is all about self-assertion. The number 7 is all about no ego and being egoless and sort of backing off from society and reality as a whole. What you want to do is, instead of wandering off and being a loaf, you need to take more action in that 1 year. Don't be low key, as they say in an enemy year. Actually be very assertive and make sure you actually get things done. Just understand it's like going through highway traffic that's moving very slow. You're still going to get to your destination. It's just going to take a bit longer. Life path 8, my 8s, we got to watch out, man. We have one, I'd say life path 8 in Chaldean numerology is something that you guys are not going to want to hear. The only good year you were supposed to have if you were a life path 8 in accordance with Chaldean numerology is the 8 universal year itself. I had a great year last year. Every other year minus the number 5 is considered to be a challenging year for us, because Saturn stands by itself in both Eastern astrology and Eastern numerology. So what that means is number 8 isn't meant to have allies, friends, all this other stuff that these numbers have. Saturn just gives us hard tasks to deal with, and we're supposed to overcome it and turn this darkness into something light, into reality. Going back to the main subject of the video, 8s, every year is rough for you. Every year is rough. As an 8, you might as well say, yeah, you live in Mercury retrograde because you're always misinterpreted. You're in every single retrograde, because when it comes to relationships, you're supposed to start late, gets delayed. So understand that as an 8, every year is supposed to be hard for you. And the 8 year, if you haven't been putting in work, is going to crush you. So you got to make sure you know what you're doing. Last but not least, we have our 9s. You guys should already know what your enemy is if you've been watching the video diligently. You have the number 2 or 11, which is your enemy. Look at 9-11. Not going to get into that right now at all. Too much subliminals. And then we have the number 7, which is also an enemy. It's going to try to calm down your ego, as 9s are very smart as well, just like 7's a genius number. But 9s, when it's in your life path, to adapt certain times, you got to humble a little bit down and actually just do the work instead of talking about the work. You know what I'm saying? So that should conclude the video for today, guys. I just wanted to explain to you guys how enemy years really work for real. If you want to crush your enemy year, your Chinese enemy year, or numerological enemy year, I have rituals available. Just check my Instagram, Shem's Universe 8.0, and you'll see all that information there. Aside from that, thank you guys so much for your time today. Peace.